Greetings and welcome everyone to Beatbuddy, the Tale of the Guardian. Now Beatbuddy, the Tale of the Guardian is a sort of adventure game where you are on Symphonia. Symphonia is this planet powered by music, and so everything is just music themed, and it is just kind of interesting. So there are lots of puzzles and a few bit of action bits where you basically just have to solve it through the power of music in a sort of way. It's part of the puzzle and part of just solving it through the power of music, but I'll get to that later on. But basically, the gameplay, like the basic controls of it, is, well, you just use the left analog stick to move around, and then you just walk about. Well, not really walk about, you float about. You seem to be underwater or something like that. It's pretty interesting. And now, what is also interesting is that this game always has a music track to it, always. There's never a section without any music. In fact, for each level, there's actually a specific soundtrack dedicated just to that level, and it's also intertwined with the action and the puzzles in that level, which is pretty interesting. So you can just like pick which level to play, and then like you can listen to a certain track, and it's really good. Now, I believe if you've ever heard of Journey, it's a PlayStation 3 exclusive, the composer of that actually started doing the music for this game. So if you've never heard of Journey, basically it's a game with pretty damn good music. So yeah, it's pretty damn good. So the music in this is pretty damn good, I should say. And the graphics as well are really nice. The graphics, everything has this really hand-drawn look to it. Everything except for the main character, which is, I believe, 3D modeled, so it stands out, and which is really good. I really like that sort of contrast that is going on with the art. Now that I've got all that out of the way, let me talk to you about the puzzles. So now, we have to sort of figure out how we can move around in this little area and sort of just solve the puzzle. So we've got this little spring here. Well, these are springs, and they are useful for us to bounce ourselves off of and just ram into stuff. So we need to time it right with the music to break that little wall, like we just did. And so it's very music based in that sort of way. How it's just sort of, well, you got to time everything right, and if you don't have it timed with the music, then you just sort of fail, and you sort of have to always be with the music and be in groove to actually succeed, and that's a really cool way. So not only do you get more sort of music from just playing correctly, you also get you get to play correctly from playing the music of sort. It's a pretty interesting sort of concept that I really find quite interesting. So now, so there are enemies we can attack by pressing the X button. We can do a nice little attack like that. If we attack this little rock thing, we'll get hearts from that, and that'll give us some health back, because if we get damaged by these little guys, we'll get hit and we'll lose quite a bit of health. So we need to attack rocks to bring back our health. Now, these little dudes over here, these dudes are really mean, and they will mess you up if you don't get rid of this crab, because otherwise they'll just be dancing all night long, which is just no fun. Oh damn, I messed that up. Okay, get back in there. Alright, I need to pick this up real quick, and if they start shaking their booty, then oh, they're coming back. Whew, that was close. Alright, so placing this little thing there will attract this little green ball. I'm not 100% sure what that is supposed to be, but it'll open it up, and it's basically just a switch. So that's something to keep track of. So if you want to try and solve a puzzle, make sure you look at that. And the puzzles do get, well, they do get a little bit more difficult as you progress through the game, which is really good. But it's in that good sort of layered way of puzzles. They never give you too much to handle too quickly. It's always building upon what you already know, like, oh, I can bounce through this, so I can bounce through that, and then they'll like add on to another thing that you can bounce through, so you can bounce through two things, and then you got to bounce through another thing. And oh, I feel violated. That was weird. I felt so, oh, that felt so wrong, just getting all gobbled up like that. Oh, that does not feel good. So yeah, you're doing a lot of getting sucked up and stuff like that. So this game is mostly puzzle based, but you do also have some combat sections. But like I said, yeah, it is mostly combat based. So do not expect to be playing like some sort of ridiculously tough like combat game. So if you don't really like combat and you would like maybe a more sort of game that focuses on intellect and sort of solving puzzles, and this is a game for you, because this and if you also like music, I suppose this is the game for you. And if you like music and puzzles, this is the game for you. And thankfully, like, I really like this game because I enjoy music so much and I also enjoy puzzles, so this is like made for me pretty much. So now we need to figure out where to put this thing. Not that way, so let's see what's up here. Anything at all? Looks like this might be the way. I just love the hand-drawn aesthetic of this game. It's just so beautiful. Okay, so that is just for some beats. Now, beats will unlock sort of extras that explain how the game was made. So, you just saw me collect like these little like orange, or not orange, sorry. You just saw me collect these pink shards. Those pink shards will just give you access to information about how the game was made in nice little funny sort of ways. And that's really cool. I like that. So now we need to find a way to break the bit above there. Let's see if this will do it. Okay, so let's just bounce into it. There we go. Oh, okay, be careful. You can also do a quick little dash by pressing the A button. Now, I am using an Xbox gamepad, by the way, so I should have probably mentioned that, but on the Xbox gamepad, you press A, and you'll just do a nice little dash. If you hold it down, you'll just go really fast, but you'll sort of lose control of yourself, so it's a trade-off between having control and being out of control and moving fast, basically. Aha, now here is what I was talking about. These pink shards, the more you collect those, the more information about how the game was made you'll unlock. So now, let's just be careful here, because those pointy things at the top there are quite dangerous, believe it or not. Alright, there we go. Did it all fine. And now let's place it right here, and it will open up the next portion of the section. Actually, first off, we should do is probably... we gotta... Okay, yeah, alright. Yeah, alright. Okay, so this is actually what we're supposed to do. We have to open this up, and then we have to use this to bounce off. So you see how... Like, this is what I meant by it lays on what you've already learned. So we've already learned how to bounce off of these, and, like... We've already learned how to bounce off of them, so we know that we can bounce off of them. And then they just add on to that. So now, instead of just having 2, we have 3. So we need to, like, bounce off of all 3 of them. So like this. Oop, that was not positioned right. So now by pressing RB, I think it is, I forget what the actual correct terminology is for the Xbox controller, but we can move it about. So like that. Like, what is the actual control? I need to figure this out. Yep, gamepad, customize controls, R. It's R, right? So it's R, and there's a little top one. And oh, the controls are customizable, by the way, so you can change R to, like, say, well, nothing really. Can I change it to that? Let's see if that will do it. Yeah, okay, so you can make it like LB or LT or whatever it's called. I'm not familiar with it. Something that is a bit of a shame, you can't seem to rebind your movement, because I wanted to try and make it so that you would could move with the D-pad, but apparently no. Also, I've accidentally made it so that the left on the D-pad is now to interact with stuff. Oh god, I'm going to have to use like a claw finger movement for that. That is not comfortable at all. Oh, whoops. Alright, so now we need to move that over around here. Alright, so I need to make sure that it's all lined up. Now, when it gets to start like glowing, that's when you know that you've positioned it correctly. Ah, there you go. So now that's all glowy, and now we need, I think, do we need to rebind that? Nope, that's alright. Alright, so that means we should be good to go. Yeah, there we go. Now we can get sucked up. And just like that, we've gotten all sucked up, which is pretty cool. So now, that's basically Beatbuddy. Now, that's as far as it goes for... Why can't I pick... Oh, right. I made it left on the D-pad. Oh, God, that is so awkward to try and move it like that. Oh, God. Yeah, so that's basically all the controls for when you're playing as this little blue guy. The story is about the music trying to leave Symphonia, and then we have to go and protect it or something like that. We're playing as this young boy who's going to try and save it or something like that, I believe. Anyway, we need to go help out this guy up here. He's just like, I don't even know who this guy is, but he's like insane. So let me just hop in here, press R to drive. Actually, it doesn't look like they changed the controller prompts depending on what you have rebinded it to, so that's a shame. Alright, so just by pressing X on the controller, we can shoot, and that's what this is another bit of gameplay for this section. And what's interesting here is that you can actually move faster by timing your movement in rhythm. So every, like, I believe second beat, you can move faster. So if you like look at the little world around you and you see how they're moving, you'll see that's what you have to time it with. So every little beat there, or every second beat. And you can't spam it as far as I know, because then you'll hit like a cooldown sort of thing. So you got to be careful on your timing. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm getting wrecked. Oh god. Or at least I can shoot them. I've got a little turret thing. Oh dear. Okay. So it is fairly simple. I'm not a big fan of this little section because the controls a bit weird and I can't really time it too well. I'm a bit musically challenged, or rhythm challenged. But overall, this game is actually really interesting. I love the art style and the puzzles are brilliant. A lot of them are easy to learn because they just sort of layer it on, like I've said before. And I just love that. So it never feels overwhelming, but it is still challenging, which is good. Alright, and there we go. We have found our next checkpoint, and now I'll go to the menu. Now in the menu, we have a level selection, so if you want to change your levels, you can also do that. Now, the levels last quite a while. In that just one jungle level, we completed, I think we got up to part 2, and there are 5 parts in every level. So, and there are, I think, like 6 levels or something like that, and they take like 30 to 40 minutes to complete, so yeah, this game lasts for a little while, I'm sure. We've got the option to use gamepad, mouse, and keyboard. The keyboard apparently has a bit of ghosting, so we can't guarantee that it works. That's what they said, which is nice of them to just give you the option and just to alert you. You can use the mouse, which is nice, although I don't think you can use the mouse and the keyboard. Actually, no. When you use just the mouse, you do use bits of the keyboard, so that is a bit odd, but whatever. So that's good, I suppose. I like the gamepad the most, just because I don't really know. Well, the mouse and the gamepad are basically the best control options for me, at least for me. As far as graphical options go, there's not that much, but it's one of the more simpler games, so this is a little bit more understandable since they really don't have that many options to put in here. There is anti-aliasing, there is the effects quality, and then there's a full resolution. It goes up to like 1080 and stuff like that, or at least that's all I've been able to find. I'm not going to actually apply any of those changes. It's got a lot of English options, which is good. Or English options, sorry, language options. And also, here are the extras that I was talking about. And look at this. Look at this. What is this? This is how they developed Beatbuddy. Which is going into a bath. I just imagine being on this little like a little meeting where they decide, you know what we should do? We should take pictures of you in a bath with lots of toys of our little character. These people are insane. But I suppose you got to be insane to make such a good game. But yeah, this has been Beatbuddy, the Tale of the Guardian, and it's pretty good. I really like the music, so if you would like to purchase Beatbuddy, the Tale of the Guardian, you can do so by clicking the link in the description below to its Steam store page. Thank you for sticking around, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and GG.